Okay, I'm going to make the batter first. Slight apology because there's quite a bit of salt in this, but you don't season anything else, okay? And you don't put salt on afterwards. So I've got salt, water, malt vinegar and flour. And we start by putting the flour...
Now, where did you get this? Because your recipes are either from the inside of your brilliant head, or this one is where?
This one is actually one I put together myself, actually. We'll put a bit less salt in there. You can put a bit less salt in there if you're that way inclined, not a problem at all. But the trick is to have very cold water. I have a great mate who has a fish and chip shop in Morley. I think he's retired now. It used to be called the Mermaid. He's gone now as Norman, sadly. And he'd never tell me his batter recipe.
But when you're saying he's gone, you mean he's gone to the other side?
No, he's not frying up above. He's actually just retired.
Oh, I see, okay.
And so you just make a batter in the normal way and just give it... You see, it changes colour. It's slightly darker, but don't worry about it.
So he never told you the secret of his...
Never told me the secret of his batter, no.
What a pig! I mean, if he's retired, why is he... You'll go to his grave.
Well, no, his son's got it now, and his son, Richard, won't tell me either.
Trade secrets.
I don't blame them in many ways. Okay, so you get the batter. You see, now you've got that wonderful... You've got that acidic bit. You've got the nice little... It's getting the old chops going already. Put that to one side here. Whilst we're doing that, let me put the peas on first, if I may. Does it smell good, huh? I'm going to put a little bit of butter in here. And now mushy peas, you know, made from dried peas, normally, but these are not made from dried peas. These are fresh, frozen peas, and you wouldn't put shallots in mushy peas, but we put a few shallots in there, and we'll leave that just to sweat away.
Do you know Mr. Turner's cooking?
Yeah.
Have you ever seen his cookbooks?
Yeah, I've got Ryan's cookbooks, actually.
Have you?
Well, when I was, like, you know, after college and everything and working for
when you were still a lad.
And was Mr. Turner one of the people that you were told to read and learn and digest?
Definitely. Yeah. And it was one of the people that you looked out for.
Now ask him to borrow some money, you'll get it.
Yeah, absolutely right. Brian. Off, lad. Okay, so I've got shallots in there, a bit of mint, because there's nothing better than minted peas. Frozen peas go in there. And once again, this is a trick my gran used to tell me. I mean, she used to put vinegar in everything, because vinegar, of course, is a great healer. So just a drop of vinegar in there now, salt and pepper, just a touch of salt.
I used to use vinegar to condition my hair.
Yeah, and look what happened to... Anyway, these peas work. Okay, there you go. Right, now, the thing about these fish cakes is that you normally up home use big, large potatoes, King Edward's, big marrow, but big potatoes, just peel them and cut them across in slices so they're nice and oval. They look a little bit like that. What I've done, however, I've actually got a cutter, because we're going to make them slightly posher. We'll just cut a little bit out. So
is that easy to do? I mean, do they cut easily through the potatoes?
Yeah, no problem at all. It's wonderful. It works easy. So you put those there and dry those off a little bit, OK? So we've got now our potatoes. But imagine if you're not doing it for a dinner party, you're just doing it at home for the kids, you'd use the whole potato. Now, often if you're going to buy fish to cook at home, cod or haddock, you buy the whole fillet. It's far better. Take the bones and the skin off. And then when you get this lovely chunk out for whatever you're doing it, you're left with the tail. What do you do with it? Because it cuts quicker. The trick is wrap it in cling film, stick it in the freezer, and then when you need it, bring it out. And this is perfect. And this is why the Yorkshire fish cake men did it, because it uses up little bits of fish that you've got that you've got a little bit left over there. So just we put a little flour on it. Look, I've got a
Did they ask you to do Strictly Come Dancing?
I did actually say that my 3 left feet wouldn't actually work. Consequently, I turned it down.
Oh, I'd love to have seen you dance.
You only wanted me on there so you could vote me out. Okay, so it sits like a little cake. There's where we get the fish cake. See how it sits together as a cake there? And they look quite twee. If you're going to do these in advance, you can cut the potatoes, put them in water. You've got the fish there, you've got the batter made. Yeah. So it's a last-minute job. Now, I just want to talk to you about this fryer. I'm going to take these off a little bit now because they're going to change colour. That's the only problem with these frozen peas. If you cook them too long, they change colour. But to make them into mushy peas, look, I'm just going to mash them up a little bit. So that's your little ice. And if you want to do, you can pee on the table. And I can only apologise for that. I don't know quite how that happened. But really, just crunch them up there and they sit nicely there together. Now, lovely. Fish fryers. You can buy these. You've got these wonderful fish fryers these days, but the old-fashioned way of having just a pan, for me, works better in this instance. But you don't want to have the old basket in there, because if you put this in, the batter goes through the basket, sets, and then you can't lift it out.
Off at the bottom,
so you need a good, solid-bottomed frying pan, OK? Bit of natural oil in there, a bit of groundnut oil, a bit of peanut oil, whatever you want to have in there, vegetable oil, and we'll just turn that off. And let it get to about 190 degrees. Now, they take a little while to cook these, so you have to be a bit careful. Sprinkle them with...
190 degrees, is there an easy way of knowing how hot that is?
Well, that's a good question. The answer is get a thermometer, Or, I'm glad you asked, this is like a rehearsal this, just take a bit of this and you'll soon tell. Drop a bit of batter.
Oh, show me a picture of that.
Right,
What's
can you
happening?
see that? It's not quite hot enough, it's just there, it's just coming to the top, so it's okay. That will be fine. Just remember, of course, there's 2 layers of potato here. It will take quite a while to cook through.
Right.
So it doesn't cook just straight away.
Right,
Please remember
okay,
that.
okay.
Flour on the outside to make the batter stick. Get your fingers round it. Can I tell you a dangerous story?
Go on.
Norman showed me how to do this. We did it at a food show. And what he says, what
Wait, it's Norman
fish
the geezer that had
Norman's
the
a fish
mermaid.
fryer. What
Yeah.
they do is they put all batter around the fingers and stick the fingers in the oil. Because there's batter there, it doesn't touch them. Then they lift it out. It saves us having.
No.
Please don't try that at home, okay?
No.
Right, let's just put on here. But that's how they actually work.
How long have you been married?
33 years.
Do you cook this kind of nosh for your missus?
No.
I mean, no.
Well, I
you
don't really get home
What do you
to
cook for
I don't
her?
cook at home.
Don't
So
you?
the trick here is, that's a
I
separate
like
part.
this. Is this true? Do you really not cook at home?
No, I don't go home to cook. No, I cook at the restaurant 6 days a week and that's it. Okay, so the flat bottom pan means that you put it into the pan, it'll actually sink to the bottom, and when it starts to cook, it will actually free itself and rise.
Rise up.
Then you turn it over, and hopefully, sorry to finish your job, do you want to bring the chips over, Chef?
Yeah, go.
It wants to look just like
Fabulous.
yours. What does
Get
it look
those
like?
out.
And then onto a good hot plate, just take your peas. Look at that, you see that? This is a good old Plymouth lad. Not like us down up north who actually put them in just a lump. There's your crushed, minted peas. There's your fish cake. Turn it round that way.
Put it there's your
How's
fish
your
supper,
father?
lads. And if you fancy this big bertha of a fish cake yourself, take it down. To make the batter, put the flour and salt in a bowl, make a well in the centre, add the water and vinegar and whisk until smooth, then leave to rest. For the peas, sauté the shallots in butter, add the mint and sweat for 30 seconds, add in the peas and cook for 3 minutes. Season and add a splash of vinegar. Cook for a minute and then roughly mash. Using a pastry cutter, cut the potato slices and fish into circles, dust the fish with flour and sandwich it between 2 pieces of potato, then dip the whole thing into flour and then into the batter. Shallow fry the fish cakes in hot oil for about 5 minutes on each side until brown, then leave to drain on kitchen paper. Place a mound of minted mashed peas on a plate, lay the fish cake on top and serve with big chunky chips on the side.